It's Dicey Dungeons time. Although, really quickly, let me up the volume a little bit. Music's pretty dope. Let's make sure we can actually hear it. Now, robot. Time to play the robot. How does the robot work? Well, I took a look at the robot, and I think I understand it. Let's begin. The robot's an interesting character, and the robot is really where I realized that... Oh my god, I need to really reduce the sound of her moans. Voices volume. Oh, that's how you do it. Thank you. The robot is really where I... Oh my god, I have to reduce it a little bit more. It's rather loud, okay? This is where I realized that the game treats every character differently. The robot has heavy hitting attacks, the thief has really light hitting attacks, the robot has a completely different playstyle and a completely different way of actually playing everything. So, we're gonna fight the gardener. The robot, instead of rolling die, Balu Bear, thank you for the resub. Instead of rolling die, you play blackjack. Target 9, okay? Calculate, it basically rolls a die. We rolled a 6. Do we want to use the 6 for anything, or do we want to try to roll again and get a higher number? We can use the 6 and then roll, so we can bank the 6 into something, and we can roll the die. If we roll a 1 or 2 or 3, we'll be able to play the card, or play the die, excuse me, just played some Slay the Spire. You can play the die and then you can keep going, and if you get a jackpot exactly on target 9, you get a jackpot bonus. So I'm gonna use the pea shooter because we can only use the 6 there. I'll roll another die, we bust, that's our turn. We can't do anything else. It's a pretty oh my lord, you did 6 damage. It's a pretty interesting style because you are basically completely dependent on the RNG, which is interesting. So we rolled a 1. Well, I mean, there's no point in using the 1 right now because we can just roll. There's no point in using the 1 right now because we can just roll. Because we're not gonna bust on those rolls. We could bust now. So I'm gonna bank the 4. I'll bank the 1s. I'll bank it. We busted. We might die against the gardener. Luckily, he didn't roll another 6. You're always dependent on the RNG. Yeah, but it's worse here because you're literally dependent on the RNG to know if you can even play anything because, you know, you might bust, and if you bust, you lose all of your dice. But I guess that's where the strategy comes in, and what do you do with the 1? Well, let's bank it and then roll. So we'll do 5 damage. This will kill you. And we'll save our auto roll, which is a guaranteed jackpot. It'll roll perfectly. There we go. Disposable account. This is the first episode because I have not unlocked any of the other episodes. You have to like defeat the game as 5 characters to unlock the other episodes, and I only have this guy. Could the robot do infinite damage in a turn? Nope. You don't have infinite die. You only have, you know, up to 9 1s, which is 9 die, so you can't do infinite damage. So we have a Plasma Blaster, Healing Crystal, Pea Shooter. Let's roll. We get a 4. I'm gonna bank it. We rolled a 1. I'll bank it in the Pea Shooter, and then we busted. Good lord. But we couldn't use our guaranteed jackpot. You can use it before or after you bust. I'm gonna use it right now, which gives us our jackpot, and we can either do 5 damage, heal, or give us 1 more die. Well, we don't have any equipment because the equipment goes away when you bust, but I'm just gonna lucky shot him. It's an instant KO for 5 damage, and we'll level up. So we leveled up, we get 2 extra CPU, which means the target is now no longer 9, the target is going to be 11. So we can theoretically roll more die, but it's still tricky. So, Pirate. Target's 11, roll, we get a 4. There's no point playing it because the highest we can roll is a 6 and that won't bust. We got a 5, better. Although, if we put the 5 in the Pea Shooter and the 4 in the Plasma Blaster, it's technically a little bit better. And then we bust. It's better by like 1 damage, but So we have burns. The burns will still apply. They'll only apply after we roll. So we rolled a 1, a 5. We could bust, so I'm gonna play the 5. I'm gonna heal. Alright, and we got a 6. Do 4 damage. What is it? You cannot reuse this or something? On 5 you can reuse this. Oh, that's scary. So roll, roll, roll. If I auto roll, it'll guarantee us a 1. We can't kill him on this turn, so we might as well, honestly. Like 5, 4. I guess it's technically better to just auto roll right now, get the guaranteed 1. Do 2 damage. Do 5. And turn. We have a bit of a problem doing damage because we only have really one thing that does damage, the Plasma Blaster. The Pea Shooter, I don't even consider this damage. It's so bad damage. Don't roll a 5. Or don't roll a 6. Oh, damn it! I really, really, really wanted to just roll a 5 that wasn't on fire. Alright, well, I mean, at this point we kind of have to. Heal. Kill him. So we have to eat this apple. Yonk. We get more equipment. Mechanical Arm. On an even die, do 1 damage and do an additional 1 damage after each roll. So this thing starts off doing very little damage, I think, and after each roll it does more damage. Dude, I'm gonna heal before I fight this wizard, because I am scared for my life. His socks come off. What? So, calculate. Calculate! We're gonna bank the 5, we're gonna bank the 3 on a heal, and I will auto-roll. Nah, let's roll. Okay. Do 4 damage. This is going up by 1 each roll. I understand. And I'll auto-roll because we just need to get it out. You might as well auto-roll just because if you take damage, it'll charge up. Inflict 4 poison, so there you go. Charged up. Roll! 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 We got a 6, huh? We can only do like 6 damage on this turn, so I think you just do the damage. You say, do 2, do 4, heal, and we busted. But we're doing a lot better now. Freeze to die. That actually seems really good because it makes Mechanical Arm better. There's 2 1s, there's another 1, there's a 5. So right now Mechanical Arm is doing 5 damage because we rolled the 1s, but I think... No, he's actually not dead. But he is dead if we auto-roll because we can just choose to do 5 damage. So let's recalculate. Let's recalculate. Let's recalculate. Wow. Okay. We'll kill him. What the heck happened there? Ultimate Weapon. Do damage, do double on a jackpot, or Buster Sword, do damage, immune to errors. I think Buster Sword is pretty nice, because I believe this does not go away if you bust. Which just seems to be incredible, because if it doesn't go away when you bust, you can always just roll 1 more time. And just put a die into it to do damage. So it's guaranteed damage every turn. Seems great. Wow, you're all equally doomed, so there's no point getting your names. Lovely. So, roll, roll. We'll bank the 3. I'll bank the 6. You know, an auto roll is a guaranteed 2, so let's do it. Then we can play Mechanical Arm, Buster Sword, 5 damage. Boop. 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 You just do 6 damage, huh? Alright, what are you doing now? 2 damage, 3 damage, 2 damage. Alright, well, we should probably roll. I'll bank. And then we'll try to roll under a 4, but if we roll a 5 or a 6, we should be able to play it in Buster Sword. Got a 4. Which means I think you're dead? Pretty good fight. Having that sword is really nice. Having that piece of equipment that doesn't go away when you bust is really nice, because it means you can just feel more confident rolling. Customer, how exciting. Cheat code. Increase the jackpot range on this turn. It seems like this would work well with the Ultima sword, the one that gives you double damage on a jackpot. It was a short circuit. Roll any 4 dice to activate. When activated, do damage, add a random status effect. It's only 2, and we need another piece of equipment, so I'll take it and we'll see how this works. So I would like to get more equipment, then we'll try to go for an upgrade. And these 2 enemies is a full level. Roll any 4 dice to activate. Roll any... Okay, so you gotta roll 4 times to get this to actually do anything. I will bank Mechanical Arm, Plasma Blaster, and hey, we have a 6. That's good. You know, we busted, but we busted high. Auto roll activated. None. Roll. Short circuit. Do X damage, add a random status effect. Okay, so we can do 3 damage. Let's put this in the Plasma Blaster, because that's where it goes. Then we'll do a 1. You're burned. Okay. So if I wanted to, I could auto-roll and kill him instantly. If I wait, he's gonna have 1 die that he can play. So I'm just gonna kill him. With the guaranteed jackpot. Hey, rad fight. That's a little loud. Reduce it. I guess, like, once you get into the actual game, the sound effects are kind of loud. Hey, rad fight. Something cassette. Look, I'm not paying attention to you, I'm sorry. Equipment. Bump Blade. Do 1 damage, get a new dice of value +1. So you can put a 5 into it and get a 6. Or you can put a 4 into it and get a 5. At most, that's only 1 extra damage on another item. Like, at most, it's only 1 extra damage on a Plasma Blaster, or maybe you can make Pea Shooter activate. I don't think Bump Blade is that good. Let's hold off on the time being. Like, it is good for turning an odd into an even to make Mechanical Arm work, but I guess you're just hoping to have enough die for that to work it out anyways, right? Just kind of like playing die, hoping that we bust. So we blinded one of his, but I don't think it matters. Wow, and he still got everything off on that turn. I hate you. Roll. I'm scared. Do damage. Honestly, heal for 2. We busted high. That's a good Buster Sword. Armando Rosta, hello, welcome. How is Bump Blade only +1 damage? It's +1 damage on another equipment you would play, because it's really only making like a 4 turn into a 5 or a 5 turn into a 6. You are getting the damage from it as well, but it also takes up an equipment slot, and I kind of like having a bit of a range. But I guess we should probably dump Pea Shooter because we're never using it. So I will dump Pea Shooter, I suppose. Maybe we should have rolled once. +2 extra CPU. So yeah, let's dump Pea Shooter now that you've mentioned it, because we just don't care about Pea Shooter, I don't think. At the very least, now we can Bump Blade and just do 1 extra damage. Well, technically 2 extra damage on something. So upgrade. Pea Shooter does 4 damage, actually makes it pretty good. Bump Blade gets 2 uses to bump a die, so that's 2 extra damage a turn. Short Circuit doesn't require an unlock. That seems really good, because then you can actually get random status effect and damage out of every die. Buster Sword plus 2 damage every time you play it is nice. Mechanical Arm doesn't require evens. Plasma Blaster can take a 6. Healing Crystal, max 4, reduces poison. I'm gonna go Buster Sword, because it's a straight upgrade. You always want to play it anyways on a turn, so now it's just better. So I'm curious, if I auto-roll, will it give me low dice or high dice? I have no idea. I want to know how this works. It gave me random dice. Okay, we have a 6, a 4, and a 3. I'm gonna give myself 1 more dice so I can activate Short Circuit. It's a 1, but at least it's something. We'll hit ya. We'll hit ya. We'll hit ya. We'll hit ya. You're shocked, and we did a pretty decent amount of damage on that turn. Now, unfortunately, the shock doesn't really matter because he doesn't have a lot of equipment. Blind, target 13. Oh god. Oh. we just straight up don't know what it does. So that was an even, and it did 3 damage. This is a 6. So I'll dump it in Buster Sword. And then we busted. That's extremely weird. Damn it, stop blinding me and rolling 6s, you piece of garbage. You know what? I think when I roll a die... Yeah, when I roll a die, it plays a sound effect that is representative of the value. Like the first die, it went ding-ling-ling-ling-ling. Like I think this is a high roll. I think this is like a 5 or a 6. And I think this is a low roll because it played a different sound effect. But anyways, maybe it's just turn 1, turn 2, that's how it works. But it was different last time, so I'm thinking maybe that's what it is. So let's see, is this a high roll? Yeah, that was 7. And this is a low roll. That was a 1. Bump Blade, do 2 damage. Do 4 damage. Okay. Then let's heal up before we leave the floor, might as well. Go to the shop. Juggling Ball, do damage, get a new dice. That's kind of interesting. I wish I could see what this upgraded to. Nudge reduces the value, and Fixed Payout allows you to use an additional jackpot ability. So if you were running Ultima Weapon plus the thing that made it so that you had a wider payout, a wider jackpot, then you would also use this to get more value out of the jackpot. So there's a bit of a synergy between those. But we're running Buster. So I don't think we actually care about that piece of equipment. Although it could have been good. So I'm not going to heal first. We'll get more value out of it after the first fight. I don't think we're going to die. So roll. Yeah, like it rolled a 6 and it played a high roll sound. And this one, it went... So I think even though you're blinded, you can probably tell just by listening to the sound effect. So we have to roll a 5. I don't want to bust, so I'm going to do a... By the way, I think you can bump a 6. I think it turns into a 6 and a 1. No, it's a max of 5. Well, I mean, if we could bump it, I think it does work. But I'm just going to use Mechanical Arm, heal, rolled 6. Still good. You did like 3 damage. That's nothing. Roll. High roll. Roll. High roll. High roll. High roll. You might as well play the 6. You might as well roll, see if you can get a jackpot, because you have a 6 you can put in the Buster Sword. We should definitely use auto roll. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Because we should use it so it can charge. I'm a bit of a fool. A 6 will jackpot, so we'll roll. Then we will Bump Blade, Plasma Blaster. We only need to do 6 damage. If we bust, we'll kill him with Buster Swords. Let's heal, Mechanical Arm, roll, and then kill him with Buster Sword. I like Buster Sword. I like being able to play 1 extra die even if you bust. It seems extremely helpful. Counterspell. If the enemy rolls a blank, that die is locked. That seems a little bit above my pay grade. Let's just keep rolling as is for the time being. Auto roll. Might want to consider the auto roll, but first, Plasma Blaster, Bump Blade, do damage, even, 1 for a heal, bust. We did 21 damage in a turn. That's extremely good. That sounds so bad. Except, you know, if you can freeze the enemy and then lock their ones, they can't do anything. So it does have a use. You know, if they have a move that it's like, if you roll a 6, then you also do all of this bullshit, then you can lock the 6s. You know, it does have a use, it's just not really useful in our current situation, I think. We should definitely auto-roll. I still don't know why I'm not doing that. So I'm going to heal. I should have played it in short circuit. I'll calculate. Auto roll is a kill, so let's just do it. Jackpot. Ice/Hearts, hello, welcome. This is Dicey Dungeons. Dicey Dungeons. Let's heal, because we're going to heal after we kill the snowman. Like, this is an enemy that if you could freeze him and then lock his ones, that would be very good, because he gives you lots of ones by freezing your die. And if you can counter it and then freeze him and then lock his ones, then all of a sudden he can't do anything with his die. So it does have a use. So we want to bump the 3 into a 4. Then we can do 5, 4. No, we should have played the 3 here. That was very silly. I ran the risk of the bust being lower. It looks like a handsome Squidward. Eh. Each their own, I suppose. So we have a frozen dice. It's actually really good with short circuit and mechanical arm, because we want to roll as many times as possible. So we'll dump the 1s here. We'll bump. Turn that into an even. We'll do 6. We'll do 1 with Plasma Blaster. We'll roll. Roll again. We got very lucky. That was a pretty good turn. He is dead, and we will level up. He looks like a Chad made out of snow. A snow Chad. His eyes and mouth look so, like, weird to me. They look like they're... I mean, I know that the art in this game is hand-drawn, but they look hand-drawn by, like, a 2-year-old. It's very strange. Anyways, heal up, kill you. Increment. CPU counter +1. Heatsink. Reduce CPU counter by blank. So if you roll a 6, you can put the 6 in here and then dump the CPU down and have more chances at rolling different die. Kinda like that. But increment, CPU counter +1. Oh, you know what? I bet you this lasts for the entire fight. So heatsink is a per turn sort of a deal, but increment is a per fight sort of a deal. So the question is, do you want fewer dice or more dice? Because this will last, this could let you roll 10 dice eventually. I think we probably want heatsink to dump high cards, or high dice rather. Even though increment should last, it'll give you more of a benefit the longer the fight goes on, but you have to dump a full die into it. But it's very good on ones. You know, you roll a 1, you dump it. Heatsink seems like a nice synergy with Short Circuit. Yeah, but if with Increment, you'll still get the more die rolls eventually anyways. This is a tough one. Increment... Increment lasts... Increment gives you a better benefit on a long fight. Like a boss fight, but Heatsink is still good to have on its own, I think. I'm gonna take the Heatsink because it gives us a reason to dump 6s. Or high value dice, but that's a tricky one. Mechanical arm, a second mechanical arm? No, you want to trade for a headbutt. Do blank damage, 2 uses this turn. Like a headbutt, that seems like a very good deal to have with the increment, because you want to have other equipment be able to be used multiple times, but with mechanical arm, I want to keep it. So we're going to leave the floor. Does increment increase the jackpot number? No. It increments your CPU count, which is currently 13. That's your jackpot target. So it doesn't increase the jackpot from like 13, 12 or 13, 11 or 12 or 13. It just increases it by 1 max. So it goes from 13 to 14 to 15 to 16, which means you have more die rolls, means you can play more equipment. If that makes any sense. So it gives you more room to roll die. We'll calculate. So I think we should heatsink. Reduce by 4, then if we roll a 6, we jackpot, and if we roll under, we'll have Short Circuit available. So, we rolled a 1. Now if we roll a 6, we bust, so we should probably bank. We'll bank the Plasma, Short Circuit. We rolled a 5, which is perfect. We'll do damage, and we'll just dump this in here because we have nothing else to do with it. Decent. You roll a lot of 6s, I hate you. Blank, do damage. Okay, that's not that bad. Didn't need to auto-roll on the last turn, so we didn't have to. So we roll, we roll. We rolled a 6, I think you immediately put that into heatsink. We rolled a 5, but we can still roll a 6 and hit the jackpot. We didn't, but Short Circuit is active now. Yeah, it's making it very easy to activate Short Circuit. Very easy to activate. I like it. And then we busted, but we still got a value from it. We might as well auto-roll, and I'm just gonna heal because we're gonna kill you on the next turn anyways. Very nice. Took 8 damage, which means we only took 5 because we healed. I would like to heal with Healing Crystal if we can. Let's heatsink by 2 and then roll. And then we'll heal. And then we'll do damage. And then we'll kill you. You know, I guess we should have rolled in case we jackpotted, because then we could have healed even more. Okay, okay. Upgrade. Well, let's get the equipment first. Ray Gun, do 3 damage, 3 uses this turn. Again, this is one of those minimum 3. Oh, that's horrible. You have to dump 4, 5, or 6. Well, you have to dump 3, 4, 5, or 6 into it. But Ray Gun might be something you want with increment on a long fight. Let's upgrade. Heatsink, reduce CPU counter by 7. Yo, you can dump a 1 into it? Well, you can dump a 2, 4, or 6 into it. That still seems incredible. I'm gonna upgrade that immediately. That seems amazing. It just gives you more die. And if you dump a 2 into it, you can just get it the same value as a 6. So, oh hey, look, we rolled a 6. Well, let's dump it, because we actually prefer to have a 4 or 5 with Plasma Blaster, I think. Short Circuit is active. We'll dump a 4, a 3, a 2, a 3. Might as well roll, because, you know, if you roll something that's higher than a 1, you get more value. That seems really good. We're playing all of our equipment every turn, which would be perfect. Am I sure increment doesn't just increase the current value by 1 towards the jackpot? Balu Bear, I do not know for certain if increment does not do that. I am assuming based off of the text, but admittedly, maybe it does do something different than I'm anticipating. You know, this game isn't perfect. It's got bugs in it, and I would not be surprised if I misread it, or if the wording is a little bit not clear. I'm believing that it probably increases your target, because I have seen a little bit more of this game. I have seen a little bit of the robot being played by other people, and I have seen a little bit about the next character unlock as well. So I know that, like, combat long buffing is a thing. You can give yourself +1 die per combat or whatever. So I'm assuming that it's giving you a per combat buff with increment, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, then increment just increases your current value by 1. But that doesn't seem that useful, because you use a die to get 1 closer to the jackpot. That doesn't seem helpful. Like, heatsink just seems better in that case, but again, I don't know. I will dump a 6. I will do a 5 and a 4. Heal for 1. Roll to 3. Good enough. I suppose what you would want to do if you had increment is that would be what you would take if you had taken Ultimate Weapon, if you took all of those other gold bordered equipment that makes the jackpots easier to hit and makes the jackpots better, because then it's worth it. But just taking increment doesn't seem worth it, because it's 1 die in order to get, you know, maybe 1 jackpot, which is 5 damage. It just doesn't seem worth it. Wow, that's kind of sucked a little bit. Let's put you here and then do damage, because then if we roll a 3, we can kill. That's one way of doing it. Still holding on to this guaranteed jackpot. Let's heal. Come on, robot, move your little legs faster. That's the cat boy. Limit break. Even, reduce CPU counter by 7. I will dump a 4 into there. We've got some good rolls outside of that. So Plasma Blaster, even, Short Circuit, heal. Exactly rolled a 5, which is excellent. I have no opportunity to use the guaranteed jackpot. I keep rolling perfectly. You blinded my dice. And we're cursed. That was like a 5 or a 6. It was 5. It's like a 3 or a 4. It's a 3. It's a 2. I guess it literally said 2. So where are we on the jackpot? Honestly, I don't remember. Let's just do this. Bust. Auto roll. Do 5 damage. Kill the Kraken. And then probably just get like 1 more upgrade, because there's only 1 more fight left. And I think you can usually upgrade here. No! Chocolate Cookie, Spiked Shield, Restore HP, that's it. Well, if we can't upgrade, I kind of just feel like I like the equipment that we have right now. It's working. You know, why adjust it if it's currently working? Why does everything fucking move around every combat? I absolutely hate that. Heatsink wasn't here, was it? That was that was mechanical arm, and heatsink was... Why does the equipment change every combat, guys? 5? 3, 3. Busted. It's okay. Six shooter, needs a 6. Well, luckily he didn't roll a 6. We might be able to kill him before you can roll, which is lovely. Okay, dump by 7. It actually makes the 2 very valuable because you have a net gain of 5 on the 1 die roll. So, give me a 5, give me a 5. Give me a 2. Give me 8. Wow, you're almost dead. We are gonna take 12, but he will die. What's his character's gimmick? Rainbow Zombie Man, this character's gimmick is that you have a blackjack game that you have to play. So you play blackjack. And you just roll your die, and if you bust, you can't do anything with your equipment. It's fun. The cat enemy is so cute. The cat boy. Cat cowboy. He's dangerous if he rolls lots of 6s. Chocolate cookie. Because I can't upgrade anything, I think I'm just gonna leave. And say, who are we fighting? Drake, huh? Huh? Wooden stake. Takes final 5 HP from vampires, charge of 40. Ew, we have to use this. I hate it. Because I like what we have. Which means I have to, like, dump healing crystal, I think. That's sad. That's annoying that you have to change your equipment in order to equip that. Hate it. Drake can only be killed with a wooden stake. What if you didn't equip it? You know, I guess you'd have to like flee combat, because there is a flee option. Alright. And it's not even where I put it. Like, everything is just shuffled around for no fucking reason. I hate it so much. What do we want to do? We can use the 6, dump the 2. We got another 6. I mean, we can use the 6, so use the 6, use the 5, use the 6. I love rolling multiple 1s in a row, and by love I mean hate. Drain 2 health. Did it heal you, or did it just do damage to me? I was not paying attention. Limit break ready. That's an interesting set of rolls. Let's dump the 2. Then we'll play 5 in Plasma Blaster, 4 in Mechanical Arm, 3 in Short Circuit. We'll dump these die into the wooden stake. Roll the 4. Auto roll, do 5 damage. So now we need to dump a lot of dice into that 40 charge. I still didn't pay attention to see if he healed for one. I paid attention to see how much damage it dealt. Blind. I would say that's a 5. I would say that's a 3. I would say that's a 3. That's a 1. It's a 5. And a 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then we lowered it by 7, so we're probably at 10, which means we're probably at 5 from the bust. So I'm actually just gonna do damage and status effect. I'll bank it. I'll bank it. Roll a 4. I'll do 8 damage. Roll a 4, busted. Dealt some damage to him. He's at 1 HP. Can only be killed with a wooden stake. I really want to do 1 more damage to him, though. Ha ha ha, you're cursed. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, wooden stake. So now we have to charge this up as much as possible. I will apply a random status effect, that seems kind of nice. And hey, there we go. Win stake is almost fully charged. We should win here. It does heal him. Now I'm paying attention. I thought it would give like a +2 that floated up, which is why I was kind of, you know, glancing at the bottom left at the -1 or -2 that was floating up. But it doesn't actually say +2, it just changes the number. Anyways. You're dead. Nice. So, the robot has been completed. And I still don't know what increment does. Maybe it is a permanent per-fight bonus. Maybe it is a current turn bonus that just makes it easier to hit the jackpot. Maybe the next time it plays the robot, we'll try to go Ultima build. And another episode has been completed. And we've unlocked the Inventor, who I hear is a pain in the ass. But we'll play as him next time.